All right, ladies and gentlemen, ladies, we are live. Welcome back to another episode of Lead Therapy. Today we got some cool guests on. One, two, maybe three. It just all depends. Depends who's up on this Tuesday night. I know the KUSA's going around and people are kind of dropping like flies left and right, but no one's really getting too sick from it. So let's look in the chat real quick, see who's here. Fluffy, of course. What's up, buddy? Richard. Man, catch you on the next one. Shooting Galley, New England. Thanks for stopping in. Appreciate you. Brett J. How are you doing, Brett? Me, the people. I'm in the chat, of course. Texan65. What's going on, buddy? Flying Rich. My man. Hey, I was really nice to you at SHOT Show. I invited you out, but I think your Alzheimer's medication was kicking in, Rich, and I think you had to go back and lay down. I'm just kidding. Lee Fox, my man. Triple H, Ross, JC9, what's up? Drop it like it's Scott. What's up, man? All right. So the first guest we're going to have on tonight is Klayco47. If you don't know his channel, Clay has a great channel. Every single thing AK you could imagine. He got me hooked on it. Now I spent most of SHOT Show. Well, we'll get into that. So let's bring him on to the chat. Klayco47. What's going on, buddy?
What's up, man? How are you?
Dude, I'm doing great. You got the blue in the back. I'm trying to bring the red into the back.
It's a bit of a magenta, bit of a purple.
You know, I like magenta. So, it's a funny thing. When you were on last, I had about 5 people reach out to me and go, why doesn't he do his own live stream? He's so good on camera. I'm like, I don't know. Soon, right?
When I hit 50,000 subs, I'll start doing it on YouTube.
What are you at now?
I don't know, 47 something, I think.
Oh man, that's close.
I'll dedicate more time to live streams. If I can go there, then that really shows me people are really into the content. Then I'll try to make myself go live like once a month.
It's a lot of fun, man. I dig it. I just like talking to real interesting people. I have a whole lineup coming this February. So I got some people on my live I never thought I'd get on. I got Black Rambo coming on, Life of OB. My boy Drop It Like It's Scott in the chat. He'll be on the 22nd. And there's some other ones that I haven't confirmed yet that are like over 1 million plus subs.
Nice.
So I don't know what we're going to talk about. It's going to be fun. It's going to be challenging. Let's see. Urban Ninja. Yeah, so I had a ton of people say, hey, man, Clay is really, really good in the chat, and you got to have him back.
Well, good. Maybe I did something right.
No. So SHOT Show 2022. Let me ask you a question. Did you think it was going to, a couple weeks before the show, did you think it was even going to go on?
Yeah, I was for sure they weren't going to cancel. I was surprised to see quite a way more booths that were kind of vacant than I thought, but it still felt like vendor-wise, it felt full. Attendee-wise, I wish SHOT Show was like that every year with such a low turnout on attendees.
Really?
Someone told me the numbers. I think 2019 was SHOT Show's biggest year as far as like paid tickets, like 75,000 people, not including the vendors. This year it was like 33,000, so that's substantially less. And it was nice. I think we talked about this last time. Typically at SHOT Show, it's so crowded. If you want to get anything done, you have to like schedule appointments, a week or two in advance, sometimes longer. I scheduled maybe 2 appointments. Everything else, I could just walk up. Hey, can I have a minute? And have 5 or 10 minutes with someone because it was just so slow, which was way less stress. Usually you have a schedule to keep. You're running around like crazy. You're stressed out. It wasn't like that at all this time. It was super laid back.
Yeah, well, I took advice from the firearm guy, Dan. He's like, meetings. It's your first SHOT Show. Walk around, go up and down, try and see everybody. Don't even worry about it. Just network and have a good time. It's funny. I had a meeting with Ruger Set. I had a meeting with Springfield Armory, and I had a meeting with a couple others that, they just didn't show up. So I was like, well, now I have a completely full schedule. And man, I just had the best time. I met It's funny. I did run into a subscriber, and he was working at the Zastava booth.
Oh, cool. Yeah, we spent a lot of time at that booth.
Yeah, Boris. He was like, "Hey, you're the ammo guy from Houston." And I was like, someone recognized me. Oh, I felt so excited.
Yeah, the Zastava guys are cool. We made it a point to anything AK. So we went by KUSA, obviously, but those are the homies. Zastava, really try to build a relationship with those guys, especially Ronco. He's the guy that you want to know there.
He was busy. He was busy when I was there.
I got a really good interview with him that'll drop tomorrow. And we not to get too off topic, but I thought I've never really gone around and interviewed people because last SHOT Show was all business. You know, it was all let's land sponsors for Kalash Bash. But we really filmed a lot this time, and I thought after every interview, I should just have like 3 questions that don't make any sense to ask all these people. And after we would get serious, I'm like, all right, now that that's out of the way, I got 3 questions for you. First thing that pops in your mind, number 1, what's your favorite crime? And I would just shove the mic in their face, and they're like, what? Your favorite crime? Next question. What's the deal with animal rights? Hand the camera back to them. I don't know. Who at the office is the biggest tattler?
Right.
Just wait for them to bust people.
You're like, have you ever kicked a midget? You know?
Yeah. So I see what you did there. Yeah, Ethan at KUSA. There's an interesting video of him that's been floating around back when he was a cop in Vegas. So if you ever get a chance to watch it, that's why everyone knows Ethan. Evan, not Ethan. Evan, sorry.
Kalashnikov USA. I think I talked to a David.
David, yeah.
He seemed pretty cool.
David's awesome. So he was our main point of contact at Kalash Bash. And then you have Matthew Tilton. He's one of their kind of head QC guys. He did a lot of the interviews with us. Evan is the one that you see do a lot of the videos on the KUSA social media when he's like doing announcements. And then John's always just sort of in the background. But and we can get into like our top, we can say like our top 3 things of SHOT Show, but KUSA is definitely in there for me, but I don't want to spoil it if we do want to kind of announce what we thought was special this year.
Oh, that's all in good time. So let me tell you. So I went to Century and I was looking at their AKs, and the whole time this guy is giving me the spiel, I'm thinking people are going to tear this thing apart. The purists are going to hate it. It could come out with, it could be $10, and they're like, it's still a piece of crap. But it looked like they had some really cool stuff. They have a new one. I forget what it's called, but
it's called the Core.
It has a mount on the side. It has an optics mount now on the side.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool. I think that's a great feature because I always want to put, the only problem I have with my AK is that, you know, I have a fat head, man. It's hard for me to get down and look at the sides. I want to optic a little higher up.
Yeah. So I noticed that, so that they've totally discontinued the Visca, and they have a new rifle. They called it the Core, but there's another 3-letter like acronym for it. But they're using bulge trunnions, slightly thicker receiver, kind of like a Zastava/RPK thing.
They're very proud of the thicker receiver.
Very proud of that. They got tired of people yelling about cleaning rods. AKs look very naked without cleaning rods, so they brought that back. And I believe, like you said,
he was telling me about this cleaning rod, and I'm like, who cares about a cleaning rod? Does anybody use that?
It's not. No, nobody uses them. But AKs just look so naked without them. And I think they got tired of people saying that, so they have like their flagship model it's this new Core gun. It's got the bulge trunnion, which is very much like a Zastava thing. They brought the cleaning rod back. I don't think they have a bayonet lug. Probably not going to bother anyone. And I believe, like you said, you can get it with an optic rail on the side again, which they got rid of for the longest time.
So do you think that's going to be a hit?
Well, Century's got a long way to go as far as building a reputation on their homemade AKs. But you did see on some of the other displays, they're still bringing in a lot of really nice Romanian AKs, the Dracos, the PSLs. Maybe we'll see the RPKs come back. And now, you know, they're bringing in all of the Turkish, formerly known Zenith MP5Ks and full-size MP5s.
Yeah, very cool.
Calling them the AP5s.
2022 is going to be the year of the Smash Time AK, as I can't wait to get my hands on a few of these things. I want at least 3 real deal AKs before the end of the year. So what is your opinion on the Draco pistols? Do you care about the pistols or no?
I have an SBR Draco, and it's probably like my second favorite AK that I own.
Really?
Yep. Now look, when you see a Draco on the shelf with no stock and that gross blonde furniture, because they have to make them 922R compliant, I know to most people, they're like, that looks like a poopy little gun. But I'm telling you, unless you're an aspiring rap artist, then it's the coolest thing you've ever seen. But Dracos are cool. Real deal Dracos, not the American made ones. Real deal Romanian Dracos are cool because they have cold hammer forged parts, chrome line barrels. The trunnions are properly heat treated and forged, and they have mag dimples. Wassers don't even have mag dimples. The gun is great, and they're 12-inch barrels, so you're getting full velocity with 7.62. It's one of the best AKs to SBR. The only problem is they have slab side receivers, meaning on the back it's just a flat plate. There's no way to mount a brace, no way to put a stock. So if you go the route that I did, you have to have a little gunsmithing done to add the ability to mount a stock, which I did. And it is the gun I get complimented most anytime I bring it out. The videos always kill when I film my Draco. It's
super popular. Man.
Yep.
I see him fly off the shelf, especially at gun shows, man. I see everyone walking around with one. I mean, heck, Life with OB, I think he bought 3 or 4 just last year. And it's a super popular gun.
The Romanian Draco was like one of the AK world's best kept secrets. They used to be like $400 or $500 guns for years. And now if you find one, that gross looking little pistol is going to run you about $1,200 nowadays.
Ouch. That's a little pricey. So what SHOT Show number was that for you? That was your 3rd or 4th one?
This is my 2nd one. Only my 2nd one.
Really?
Yep.
So the last time you went was in 2020 or 2019?
2020 was our first one. And that's when we had literally scheduled meetings every hour of the day for 3 days straight and barely had time to stop and talk to anyone because you'd have to go to one side of the building, another side of the building, leave and go to the other location, come back. It was a little insane. This year wasn't like that at all.
I thought it was a fantastic show. I mean, I do trade shows for a living. Not for a living, but I do 3 or 4 big trade shows. Usually I'm in a monkey suit, and this one was cool. I could just wear jeans. That wasn't very crowded. Everyone was super polite. Even on Friday, I mean, I was talking to the girl at the Sky booth, and she was still smiling. Usually by Friday at a trade show, everyone is so burnt out. They just want to pack up and go home. But everyone was still pretty high energy, even on Friday.
Man, we had the same conversation. A buddy of mine, I had done everything I wanted to do by Thursday night. And he's like, just walk around with me Friday because he got there late. I'm like, dude, no one's going to want to talk to you on Friday. But I'll be damned. Every booth we walked up to, it's like the last hour of the last day of the show. Anytime you walked up, people gave you their time. They were excited to see you. And I'm like, damn, man, these people are burnt out and still just high energy. So it was nice.
Yeah, 100%. And again, if you guys don't have Klayco47, his channel, here it is. Please like and subscribe to his channel. We're trying to get him to 50,000 subscribers. So it should be like a week, 2 weeks, probably like 2 weeks out.
About 6 months, more like it.
No, not even. Not even. Your videos kill, man. So let me ask real quick. Concerning your videos, you just posted a video of like a teaser for Kalash Bash coming up. Mm-hmm. Did you make that video or did you hire a production company to do it?
Dude, do you think I'm capable of making that video?
Dude, that was so professional. I was like, damn, I almost quit right there. I was like, I'm done. I gotta.
No, it's that video is everything as far as someone may hear about the event. They need some questions answered. So we found a company in San Antonio, Encina Media. They've like filmed with Whistling Diesel and Matt Best and God, the guy, Demolition Ranch, all those dudes. So he's comfortable doing gun videos, but his bread and butter is music videos. So if you watch our KB video, it kind of has the energy of like a music video.
Yeah, so well done.
So we basically have them come out for 2 days. We tell them, okay, here's the key things we want you to film, cover the match, a little bit of the ceremony, definitely get the campsite. And as far as the video, make it look fun, make it look big and fun. And for his price, it's absolutely worth putting it in the budget because anyone that wants to go, I don't have to sit here and try to sell you on it. You know,
I'm sold. I watched the
have-
video. I don't know if I'm gonna try and compete or any of that stuff. It just looks like a really good time.
oh, you don't have to. I mean, there's 2 tickets. You know, one's half price. The half price ticket, you get to do everything except shoot the match, and you're still going to have your hands full for 2 days.
Yeah.
So you absolutely don't ever feel pressured to come out and shoot the match.
Well, let's talk about food. What kind of food are you having at this thing too?
It depends. You know, usually we'll have 3 or 4 food trucks. There's this Cajun food truck that we love. You got to have like the essentials. We had a gourmet hot dog truck come out last time that was great. We had a burger truck, and we had a taco truck that would open extra early for breakfast tacos. And this year, we're really going to try to have a coffee truck be available early in the morning for competitors and other people. But that's subject to change every year, depending on the food trucks that want to come out. But Rachel told me that our local Chick-fil-A has a food truck that's willing to go to events soon. I'm like, dude, what are the odds I can convince Chick-fil-A to come out and set up shop? That would be badass.
Because where do you guys have the event at?
It's in Eagle Lake, so it's about an hour northwest of Houston. If you fly into Bush, it's like an hour drive.
All right, that's not too bad. That's not too bad. Because there's a food truck in Houston. I stalk these people. It's called Soulside Wings. It's Korean fried chicken wings. Oh my God, I'm kind of a foodie.
Hey, send me after this is done, send me their info, and I'll see if they want to come work the event.
It's amazing. It is so amazing. They usually set up down by the Galleria area, and I'll go from Spring all the way down there just to get lunch. It's that good. It is that good. I mean, Soulside Wings.
Hey, so you're a foodie.
Yeah.
I already know my answer. What was the best food you had in Vegas? I have 2 places that were bad to the bone that I never knew existed.
Believe it or not, I got 2. Right outside the SHOT Show, there was that birdhouse, yard bird.
Mm-hmm.
A little pricey, but very good food. I was shocked at how good that food was. $20 for a hamburger? I don't know, but it was very convenient, and it was right outside the door. I loved it. And during the convention hall in the Venetian, there's a food court, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's Halo Halo. It's a Filipino place, and that food was off the hook too. But just because my wife's Filipino, we have to eat there. But it was very good. Very cheap too. Very inexpensive.
Let me look at my sticker because I forget what the chicken place was called.
Oh man, I do love good food. Let's see who's in the chat. Levi, my boy in the chat. You were just in Houston. We were shooting guns together. Can't wait till you move here, brother.
So the chicken place was right outside of Bally's. In fact, it's actually right next door. If you know where Wahlburgers is in Las Vegas, it's basically in this. It's like a bunch of bars and restaurants all clumped together in front of Bally's. You can walk to it, and Wahlburgers is kind of the centerpiece. There's a place called Dave's Hot Chicken. Holy crap! It's like if they served spicy chicken sandwiches in heaven, with with this dry rub. It was awesome.
You write that down.
The number 1 place, I'm telling you, it's called the Cleaver. It is this like speakeasy style steakhouse in town that has happy hour almost all the time. You get all these steaks half price, and they've got cocktails that you can cocktails from the early 1800s to current, and the menu is set up to like whatever cocktail you order, they tell you what year it was developed. And it's just it's like drinking in a time machine. It's pretty cool. And the place looks awesome. The food was great.
No kidding. Man, that sounds so good. But you know, it's funny. So, just because it was my first SHOT Show, I took the wife. We had a great time. We walked around quite a bit. I think by Thursday night, she was a little burned out with the whole networking thing. But I was just having a blast. I had so much fun, and really just hanging out at the Circle Bar, having a couple drinks, just meeting all these people you see on YouTube was pretty cool. Very cool. And that's pretty much all we did. We did the show, had a couple drinks at night. Then, I tried to maybe do a video or 2, but my allergies kicked up and I lost my voice on Wednesday. I was almost completely gone. So it was hard on Friday trying to talk to these people with no voice. But
well, I'm going to make you a deal next year. We do this special thing called a nightclub. I don't know if you saw any of the videos of our nighttime machine gun shoot. You might have seen some stuff on Instagram.
I saw some stuff. It looked like it was really cold.
It was cold, but machine guns in the desert, indiscriminate fire. It was cool. Next year, I want to give you a ticket to that. It's invite only, but I want to make sure that you get to come out and experience that next year if you go to SHOT Show.
Oh, trust me, you'd have to drag me away. I think I might go out a day early and get adjusted a little bit for the weather.
Yeah.
And just really take a whole week and kind of hang out.
What time did you get in town?
I got there Tuesday night, really late.
Okay, we got there like Wednesday at noon, and I came away thinking should have got here a day earlier, at least one day earlier.
I want to do the whole week. I'll probably get there like industry day or range day. I could care less.
Yep.
That's to me is, I don't know. It's too loud to really talk to anybody. And if you've gone to IB, you've gone to the Iraq Veteran 8888?
I have not, no.
Do you want to go?
It just depends on the weekend. I feel like last time it was on a conflicting weekend with something else.
Maybe.
It just depends on the date.
Maybe. But that's a lot of fun. But it was too loud to really network and talk to anybody. So the range day is cool, but all the vendors I wanted to see weren't there. So I was like, I'll skip it. I'll skip it.
I'm such a bonehead. I've had it on private chat the whole time, and I haven't seen any of the comments. I can see them now.
All right. Let's see. Triple H. Blind Rich. My man, Randy Adams. The faithful. The faithful. Arm Nexus. Nice. Again, if you're not a subscriber, subscribe to Clay's channel. You will not be disappointed. Solid content overall.
Well, thanks.
So did you meet any other YouTubers there that so did you meet any new people there?
We met Flannel Daddy for a little bit. That was cool. He was supposed to come to that machine gun shoot, but he got super sick the day before. That's why he like dipped out of SHOT Show. No one saw him that last day. Man, who did we meet?
Who's Flannel Daddy? Does he have a good channel?
Grantham.
Oh, Grantham.
So that was cool. A bunch of the usual suspects, but every now and again, what was cool is people would recognize the channel. And man, these two guys came up and they damn near brought a tear to my eye. That was the coolest thing. Just people would kind of look at you for a second and they go, "Damn, I think you do the AK stuff online." I'm like, "Oh man," and we would just talk for an hour, just a random person, and that was the funnest part for me. Just bumping into someone who has that same type of passion, and you hear that like some video that you might have thrown together 2 years ago or something inspired them to try something new, and they bought an AK and they just fell head over heels for it. That's special. These two guys walk up. We were at the FB Rodham booth, and the guy was like, "Man, you know, I had a really bad childhood. Won't get into the details, but guns kind of saved my life, got me out of making bad decisions, and AK, saw your videos, and I'm all about it." And he goes, "Man, I just want to say thank you for making shooting like so accessible and making it seem like anyone can get into it and not be like judged." I'm like, "Damn, dude, calm down." Like, it hit me right here. And we talked to that guy for like an hour and, you know, gave him a bunch of stickers, and little moments like that were probably the best part for me personally.
Just go on the record. I have not received any stickers yet. Just going to say.
Well, you're local. I'll get you some stickers.
Yeah, you know what's funny is I got to meet so many cool people, but who's the AK guy with the beautiful hair?
Oh, Brandon. Yeah, we bumped into Brandon and DeLance for a little while.
So it was Friday at 2:00 Friday. He's coming out and his face was just like, "I'm done. I'm so freaking done with this show." So he comes walking right at me and I look at him and was like, "You know, I could get a picture." So I just smiled and gave him nods. "I'll get that picture next year." And he just goes, "Uh-huh." He was done, man. By Friday, he was just wrecked.
Yeah, you know, we've known Brandon for years now, back before he got like uber famous. And it's funny because some guys have come up to me and they're like, "Brandon, you know, man, I don't know if I like the guy anymore. He's changed. Like he's very standoffish now." And I'm like, "Listen, you got to understand, put yourself in his shoes. That dude, any event he goes to that's gun related, he is constantly getting tapped on the shoulder 100 times a day.
Yeah.
Everyone laughs at his jokes. Everyone's like being, you know, just extra friendly to him, and no one's really being real around him. I mean, you can imagine that's got to wear on a guy to where maybe he wants a break. So, I mean, you got to cut guys like that a little bit of slack. Just like you could tell he was just defeated.
Oh, I was like,
give the guy some
not
space.
even gonna talk to him, man. So I just gave him a nod. I'm like, I'll get that picture next year, and he goes, yeah. But he was so checked out. It was Friday, 2:00. He had bags under his eyes. So I was like, nah, he's done.
Just come to Kalash Bash. You'll get to hang out with him, and he won't be so burnt out.
Yeah. Well, you know what's funny is like he takes someone like Tim Kennedy. Same thing. Do you know how long it takes him to get from his booth to go take a pee? Because Tim will stop and talk to every single person. And if you ask for a picture, of course, absolutely. And he smiles. He takes I met him like 4 times. And he always stops to take a photo. Same question. You want to take a picture? Absolutely. Takes a picture. But just to go from A to B, he has to wade through about 70 people.
Oh, man.
It's
the
nuts.
Craziest I saw was the 5 minutes we kind of hung around Grand Thumb. We were giving him the ticket. He was supposed to already be there. We're just bullshit making small talk. That 5 minutes, I came away going, I hope, man, that was another like level of gun fame. And like YouTube fame is a different thing. And then you add the whole gun thing on it. It was just weird. Just like the way people act around him, it was bizarre. It was like a whole nother level of fame. It was like worse than people around Brandon Herrera. People lose their shit around, excuse my French. They lose their, they don't know how to act when they get around Grand Thumb. He's probably like the hottest gun tuber right now. Content wise, it's just so good. And it was interesting people watching when they get around someone who's like, gun famous like that.
I would agree. He's got some really good stuff. Like when he was doing a whole bunch of stuff with Mil-Spec Mojo for a little bit.
Yep, I remember.
Great content. I really like those videos. Yeah, I agree. He has some solid content right now.
The one guy I wish I would have met, and man, we talk all the time, and we just could not cross paths. My favorite YouTube channel right now, I'm having a love affair with it. Administrative Results, the Talking Balaclava. That dude is like top tier content for me.
Okay. Hold on. Let's bring up his channel. Hold on. That's a serious statement there, Clay.
You would love his content.
His channel name?
Administrative Results. The talking it. Everyone calls him. He doesn't show his face. He's always got a balaclava on, but the gun content is.
Oh, man, there was a bunch of those guys at your Kalash Bash event.
Yeah, a bunch of dudes dressed like that for sure.
Yeah, I was like, it's pretty hot right now. It's Houston. You could probably take that off your head. And you guys are like, no, I'm okay. I'm like, you're probably sweating your ass off.
Yeah, I see some people in the comments watch Admin Results too. It's a great channel. That's it. That's like binge-worthy stuff. If you like have a couple hours to kill, I don't know how he does it. The dude releases like a video every other day, and it's great content. I don't know how people find the time.
It's probably 5 or 6 different people.
Yeah.
He's always wearing a headpiece, man. You never know. He could have a twin. Boss Hog says, did you see Demo Ranch? Actually, no. That's the only guy. I did not see Matt the whole time I was there. I missed him by like 2 seconds here. I missed him at another like 3 seconds at another booth. But I never ran into him. And then on Friday, I was really kind of feeling bummed out because I wanted to meet Coleon Noir too, check him off the list because I really like his stuff. I've been following Coleon since before he had like 50,000 subs, before NRA.
We went to his basketball game. They did that 2-way basketball game.
Right.
So my buddy Mario puts that on. Mario Parada.
Oh, nice.
So we went there, and I mean, I didn't like talk to him, but we were there, and Black Rambo was there. Ran into him. That dude was freaking everywhere. You would bump into Black Rambo every 5 seconds. The dude's a mover and a shaker for real. He's
coming on the live stream in about a week.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
He's
one and only. So I'm telling my buddy Aaron, and his soon to be wife Cheryl. They came in from LA because we're LA transplants, and so they came in and we're talking and we're in front of the elevators. I'm like, damn, I didn't meet Coleon. I'm bummed out. He goes, he's standing right behind you. I go, get out of town. I turn around, he's right behind me. I was like, man, can I get a pic? Sure. Took a pic. I'm like, great. Cross it off the list. I'm done. But that was cool. And then I had to get a pic with you.
Passing ships in the night, man. Like
That's
there were so many people there, and I'm like, how did we not? But then again, I wish I would have got there a day sooner. I mean, we were only on the floor maybe 3 hours on Wednesday, a full day Thursday, and maybe 3 or 4 hours on Friday. That was it.
oh man, you gotta. I think next time I'm gonna try and get in. Like I said, Sunday night, rest up. Monday, just kind of chill out in the hotel, get ready, and then all the camera stuff I brought. So I brought my Sony camera, and I brought my phone.
That's what I was using.
Yeah, and so yeah, I brought my Sony. You know, it's a cool camera, but I was looking at the video that was taking, and the video my phone was taking. The video on my phone was better.
Really?
Because the phone automatically processes all the stuff for light and focus and all that stuff. And it's just, it thinks a lot harder than a regular. Like, if I knew how to work all the buttons on my phone, I could kick my cell phone's butt. But since every time I take it off auto, I usually end up destroying whatever footage I take.
Oh, man, I make the same mistake all the time.
Every time I take it off auto, I start messing with the ISO and all that. Disaster.
Yeah, I panicked because I had like a really important interview I wanted at the KUSA booth, and I had it set on a manual setting where I can adjust my ISO on the fly. And I adjusted to where I didn't realize it at the time. I bumped it up a little bit, so I added some brightness, and all of a sudden the footage got really shifty, like when you wave your hand across the screen and it kind of stays. I'm like, what the fuck did I just do? I'm like, oh my God, I'm trying to fix it, and they're like waiting for me. They're like, you ready? I'm like, So I just flipped it over to auto and hit it. And the footage came out great in auto.
Yeah.
But man, I panicked in that moment. I'm like, every time I put it in manual and find something that works.
I want to find a professional photographer and just shadow him for like 2 weeks. Just so I can learn all these stupid buttons, you know? Because do you have a Sony?
I've got 2 Sonys. This is the one I've been using a lot lately, the ZV-1, the blogger's camera.
But the menus are the same, and the options are ridiculous. You could do anything you want.
Yes.
The ZV-1's a fantastic camera. I almost picked up that one, but I had so many batteries and accessories for this one. When I broke the screen on this one, I just got another one, so I had 2. And dude, my cell phone, man, was killing it with video.
Dude, the new iPhones, especially the brand new iPhone, it's hard to compete with that. It really is.
3 more years. No one will even have DSLRs, bro. 3-4 years tops. The way technology is going. Santee TV's in the chat. Fantastic channel. I saw Grand Thumb with his 1 million plaque. He was letting other people take pictures with it. Yeah, they were drinking out of it. They were doing a lot of stuff with it. A lot can't be on camera. Let's just say. Flying Rich. The butt hurt is strong. And then Triple H with a $20 super chat says, just because I appreciate you, Smash Man, you and Tools will be bigger than Demo Ranch in the future. You know what? Klayco has a very good point. I don't know if I want to be even near that big because I like not nobody knowing me. That's cool. I like just being me.
Dude, and I'm not even a big fan of the guy. I won't say his name, but we were at the first time we went to SHOT Show. The guy that used to run the old Arsenal KVAR podcast, apparently he's like a big deal in the MMA scene and like supplements or whatever, but they hired him to do their podcast for gun stuff. And we were talking and he's telling me a story of how a guy comes up to him and he goes, oh man, I've got this pipe dream. I just really want to be like this big YouTube guy. And, that's what I want out of life. That's the modern day gold rush. And he says, are you sure you want that? And the guy's like, well, yeah, why would you? He's like, I'm just saying, like, you got to be really sure you want that because at a certain level, you start to get the haters. You start to get people that never leave you alone when you go out in public. You start to just get the people that they stop acting real around you because they just want to be your friend no matter what. And it feels weird. It feels really fake. He's like, that will be your life at a certain level. Like, especially guys like Demo Ranch and Grantham that are as high as you could possibly get. They deal with that constantly, and it's got to be mentally draining for those guys. So I think at a certain point, like when it stops speaking, like right now, this is a fun hobby for me, just like you. I know you enjoy this kind of stuff.
I love it.
But man, can you imagine going into that place and everyone wants a piece of you everywhere you go? That would just be exhausting.
On a smaller scale, I used to do the whole Fast and Furious stuff back in the olden days, and I kept let me see. I kept, a couple bygones to bygones. I threw out more trophies than I know what I had. But I used to get sponsored. I had tons of free stuff, free tires, free rims, and I would give them away because I don't need all of it. I had tons of friends at that time, and I was like giving the sets of rims away, tires, hoods, body kits. I mean, I had to hook up for everything, And when I got out of that, they're gone.
Yep.
It's amazing how that works. My true friends stayed around, but all these people that were my buddies, oh man, Friday night, where are you gonna be at? Let's hang out. I stopped giving away free shit. They're gone. So that's on a much smaller scale. Like so after I took my picture with Tim Kennedy, it took 20 minutes for him to get from me to the bathroom. Just picture. Nuts. Absolutely nuts, man.
Yeah. Be careful what you wish for. That's all I can say about that. So I have a question for you.
Sure.
If you could just think in your head, let's just go. I have a top 3. I could probably name more. Without giving away your number 1, what would you say? And you could have a top 5, doesn't matter. What was something that was super exciting for you at SHOT Show? Bottom of your list. Start there.
Top 3, it's things that I saw that really excited me.
Yeah, don't go to the top of the list. Start at the bottom. Start there.
All right, let's say a number 5. There was a company called Rounded, and they had a carbon fiber holster for pistols, but it was flashlight only. So it only covered the pistol on the flashlight trigger. So you could have the same flashlight on 10 different pistols, and each pistol will fit in the same exact holster. I thought that was pretty cool. So that was kind of neat. I thought that was kind of cool. And then there was another one. It was a flashlight / laser for your bedside pistol, but there was a movement sensor on it. So as soon as you picked it up, it would turn on. So because, high stress situation, you might not want to fiddle with the buttons and all that stuff. So as soon as you picked it up, the flashlight and laser would automatically turn on. I thought that was kind of cool. Gun-wise, I saw the SAR pistol, the K12. I thought that was really cool.
I saw those signs everywhere for those things.
Yeah, there was a bunch of little dogs with little SAR patches on. I'm like, where is it? So I went over there, and they also gave out some very nice T-shirts, by the way. High-quality T-shirts. Way to go, SAR USA. Very good. SAR USA, very good stuff. But I think they're Turkish. I think they're Turkish. It's a Turkish company, I believe.
I believe you are right.
They had some good stuff. I mean, really paying attention to the AK stuff. And then I know you saw the gold booth where the guy gold-plated all the 1911s and AKs and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. That was pretty neat. Seeing a diamond-encrusted gold AK, not bad.
Yeah, Zastava had a 24-karat gold AK. You could actually buy a 24-karat gold-plated AK from Zastava, which is insane. A huge company like that.
Yeah, do not touch. And there's a big sign over it.
Yeah, make a note, no touch.
No touch. Yeah. Hey, so, man, I never really thought about my number 1 cool thing.
I know what mine is.
What's your top 5, starting from the bottom?
From the bottom, Pioneer Arms, which I'll be honest, a lot of people kind of poo-poo on their AKs, but they have a full size and weight AKM chambered in 22 long rifle, which is the reason that's cool is there's been like a lot of 22 long rifle AKs, but they've been kind of like weird. They look like toys, a lot of plastic parts. This thing was a full-on AK that they sleeved the barrel and got a bolt carrier that works. So it has the full weight and feel of an AKM with factory Russian furniture because they bought a bunch of Russian sets. And it was really cool. And I had to film it. So I thought the 22 long rifle Pioneer Arms AK was awesome. Where do we go next? Zastava is bringing in the M77 again. That is their 308 18-inch adjustable gas from the factory AK, bulge trunnion, RPK receiver.
Did they give you a date on that?
I think it's out now. So you can buy. Well, not now. He said that they're working out a couple of kinks, but that was cool. At that same booth, just as like a wild card, They're bringing in the M90 with wood furniture now. The only way you've been able to buy the M90 was with like all the black Magpul furniture, and a lot of people like wood on their AKs. So they finally have a Serbian red wood version of their flagship 5.56 AK, which was extremely exciting to me. Number 3, I'd have to say at the Arms of America booth, which has all the FB Radom AKs, Polish AKs, which are some of the best on the planet.
I missed that booth.
Yeah, so they're bringing in all the barrels right now. They announced that they're going to bring in all of the military furniture sets. So you can buy a barrel for like $1,500 and then buy the Archer stock, the Archer lower handguard, upper handguard, all the optic mounts. That stuff's been like unobtainium for a long time, and they're just going to bring it in, and it's not going to be that much money. So you can have like full-on military clone barrels, which hasn't been done in a long, long time. That was exciting. My number 2 were at the same booth. My last 2 at Kalashnikov USA. I would have to say their AK-104, which is a direct 1-to-1 clone of an AK-104. They call it the KR-104. It's basically their 12-inch 7.62x39 AK with a folding stock, combo block, Russian thread pitch, 1-to-1 clone. That thing's going to be the shit this year. But my number 1, I like NATO AKs. I love AKs chambered in 223, 5.56. I just think that's going to be the hotness very soon. Kalashnikov USA announced their KR-101, which is a direct clone of the Russian AK-101, which is the only AK that they've made in 223, 5.56 out of the Saigas. It is an exact clone, cold hammer forge barrel, chrome line, side folder stock, even has the friggin' bump rivet, which is clone correct, thin stem. I know a lot of this probably isn't, I'm nerding out about it. Yes, but it is, when they say it is clone correct to a Russian 100 series pattern AK, it is 100% clone correct. It's badass. Takes Bulgarian mags, which I've got a stack of. That to me was the hotness. That 5.56 AK was like, for me, the talk of SHOT Show. What
do you think the MSRP is going to be? 14, 15?
It's probably going to be as much as their side folder 103. I'd say $1,200-$1,300.
Yeah.
The thing is, KUSA, they're making all the stuff. You're not paying importation fees. You're not paying middleman fees. You're not paying all those taxes. You're not paying all that stuff. They're basically making Russian AKs right here with the same data packs and very similar tooling, the same metallurgy. You're just not paying all that inflated cost because it goes through 3 or 4 hands just to get here.
Right.
So some of this stuff's selling for like $1,200 and you're getting a really, really nice AK.
Yeah. You know, what's funny, since the last time you were on and we had talked and I was looking around, I see so much more interest in the AK platform right now. And I keep having all these channels pop up, all these videos pop up on my feed now. Everyone's shooting. You're constantly popping up on my feed. And I've tried to block you like 3 times, but you just keep coming. I'm kidding. But
can't kill a cockroach, man.
No, but man, I think the 5.56 AK is going to be the perfect bridge. And I think 2022 is going to be the year of the 5.56 AK. I'm
glad you agree.
I want one more than I want a 62x39.
It's a good stepping stone. That's what do they call that? It's the drug. It's a stepping stone drug. You've already got the ammo because anyone has AR-15s. You've got 223. You've got 5.56. You've got the ammo. You don't have to invest in all that expensive ammo. I
don't have cheap 5.56. That's the problem.
Well, now you get to buy cheap 5.56 and have all the steel case 5.56 or 223.
So where do you get your 5.56 now? The steel case. What's the best price you've seen?
Best price right now I've seen is from Target Sports USA with a Prime membership for 33 cents a round with free shipping.
Free shipping?
Yes.
That's not too bad.
That's as cheap as I could find it, but of course it's with a Prime, so you pay $100 a year. No matter how much you order, the shipping's free, and you get a slight discount on the ammo.
That's not too bad. That's actually not a bad deal at all, because if it's anything like Amazon Prime, I abuse that like crazy.
Oh, dude, I'm buying 2,000 or 3,000 rounds a month, going broke doing it, but the Prime membership pays for itself in a month.
Yeah, it's funny. I tell people too, like I met 3 brand new gun tubers, brand new, under 100 subs, under 400 subs, and under 1,000. And I go, are you sure you want to do this? Because it's not like, if you want to make money on YouTube and you want to be famous, GunTuber is not the way to go. It's freaking expensive, especially when you first start. Unless you already have a safe full of guns, it's a long, long road, and it is expensive. And you can't fake it because the video doesn't lie. People can tell, you know?
It's very, you can get monetized, but you can lose it like that. It's almost not even worth being monetized for most gun channels. And like you're saying, for you to go out and make a video, you might shoot $200 or $300 worth of ammo, especially today.
Easy.
And what does that get you when you're a new channel that barely gets you any views or anything, if you care about that? But it's a lot of money, and the chances of you ever making it back doing gun content, unless you're getting like sponsored gun sponsors that are like going to pay you to talk about their company,
that's way down the road.
Yeah, I mean, I would just, if you want to do it and you enjoy the process, cool. But just know, if it's going to be gun content, it's going to be a labor of love. You're really not going to make anything off of it.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. All right, let's see who's in the chat. Gort says KR 101 should be insane.
Mm-hmm.
No. Triple H says inflated costs. What's that? He got his AK for free just to pick it up off the ground. I don't know where you shopping, or maybe that's overseas. I don't know. Armament says Chinese Draco AKs are some of the best, but what I hear is all you get. No import anymore. Oh, what's here is all you get. Yeah.
Yeah. Chinese imports have been gone since the 90s, and they're some of the most collectible AKs now.
I know it. I know it. Man, I tell you, it's called the Spike.
Spiker.
The Spiker. That's what they're calling it at Sentry, right? They're calling it the Spiker.
PSA's doing a Spiker.
Oh, the PSA.
That is a clone of a Chinese Type 56 with an underfolder bayonet. Most people would call the Spiker.
I want it. Just because.
Yep.
That bayonet is so badass. I had an SKS that had a spike bayonet. I thought that was the coolest thing.
Basically the same bayonet. If you had a Chinese AKS, it's like it's not a blade bayonet like a Yugo SKS. It's a spike.
It's a pokey. Yeah. See,
yeah.
Let's see. Gort says Spiker has some pretty furniture too.
Yeah.
Jonathan James, same talk I used to hear before I started flooring business. Now I own a home, multiple cars and guns. Good. Okay. Good.
That's what happens, man. The AK rabbit hole is it's man. I feel bad if you fall into it, because you just buy a whole bunch of stuff that you just don't need, because it's just so multifaceted.
Yeah. I'm telling you. So how often do you have to clean an AK? Because I'm ridiculous about cleaning my guns. And everyone says you don't have to clean an AK like just once a year.
I mean, I don't enjoy cleaning my guns anymore because, I shoot so much. Back in the day, I used to get a cup of coffee. I mean, I'd put a movie on. I'd lay out all my stuff. I'd clean it. Oh, dude, I hate it now. I hate it so much.
Really?
An AK will run. I mean, they'll run dry. Most AKs, 99% of them run dry, easily run dry. ARs do not like to run dry. AKs can run dry for a long time. The most I could say is a common misconception is that they don't need to be cleaned. I would at least swab the barrel. A lot of that steel case ammo will leave a lot of jacket deposits in your rifling, and you'll see it, especially 5.45. 5.45 will turn your gun into a smooth bore if you don't scrub that bore periodically.
Oh, really?
But as far as like the inside, yeah, I mean, I'll go months, and it's not really something I think about. If a gun gets dirty, I'll clean it eventually. But
have you ever done like a gun collection video?
Back in the day, yeah, I did one in 2019, and it did pretty well. People, I guess, like gun collection videos. But
I had like 10 people this week go, "When are you gonna do one?" It's 2022. I'm like, I don't know. It'll be a short video.
Yeah, I've downsized quite a bit.
Oh, we got Gear Know How in the chat. Celebrity status, Mr. Kyle. Super Geo Killer, just waiting on my Polish underfolder to be put together.
Ooh, getting a kit put together. Very nice.
Let's see. Fluffy. Nice.
Hey, that works. I kept getting stuck cases in my Galil at a match, so I started spitting in the chamber just to get through a stage, and it worked just fine.
Oh, just like in high school. It helps. It helps. Just kidding.
You've always got lubricant.
Finesse says, hey, Smash Time, enjoyed the SHOT Show updates. I'm sorry I didn't get more out there. I try to do more, but honestly, I was, after the first day, it's like, forget it. I'm putting together a video right now, but I watched VSO. I watched his channel, and he did such a good video, and he really put a lot of thought into it. You could tell it's not his first rodeo. So I'm like, man, it's cutting together okay. I got to find a better song, I think, but it'll be all right. I'm cutting a lot of stuff out, though. I'm cutting a lot of stuff out. No one wants to hear me. Let's see, Armin, if you don't shoot corrosive ammo, you don't need to clean most AKs often. Well, I'm probably going to clean it all the time. That's just how I'm built, man. I can't have dirty guns.
Well, if you're talking about getting a 5.56 223 AK, you'll never. I mean, I don't know of any corrosive ammo in that caliber. Even in 7.62, unless you're shooting like some surplus Yugo ammo, a lot of the brass case Yugo that's coming in right now is very corrosive. Some older lacquer coated steel case Yugo ammo is very corrosive. Yeah. The majority of the corrosive is 5.45, all the old Russian 7 and 6 that is banned from import, but a butt ton of it came in, so it's everywhere. That stuff, you need to hose your gun off directly after you shoot, like right when you're done, run a hose through the bore.
All right, so I've always heard that lacquered case ammo will destroy your gun. Is that true or false?
It's totally false.
See, there's so much information out there. Everyone said don't buy a Wolf because it's lacquer case and it'll destroy your gun, right?
Lacquer, non-lacquer. You can tell by the color. Bare steel, lacquer.
And it's not going to hurt your gun?
Hey, I'll put it to you this way. I haven't bought brass case ammo in probably 4 years. ARs, everything. Our machine guns, everything gets steel case. It's economical. I don't buy brass case anymore. I don't shoot matches with brass case. Nothing.
See, I'm conflicted. I just picked up a new gun today, and I want to keep it under wraps, but it's a 308, and I don't have any like match grade 308, and all I have is I have a ton of steel 308, and I'm like, I wonder if I could just get away with shooting that. I don't know.
Man,
under 100 yards, I should be fine. No big deal.
I've just never. I mean, I shoot a lot, and it just for me it was just purely a cost thing. I can't shoot this much and stay on brass case, so I just made the transition all steel all the time, and I never looked back. And people say all the time, "Well, I can't put that in my AR. Like I have to run." You put that in your AR? Yeah, what's the problem? I mean, people. I think there's been this fallacy. There's all this gun shop lore. You know, if we had dads that were into guns or grandpas or whatever, there's just little things that are passed down. I think the whole steel case is junk ammo thing has just been passed down for such a long time that that's just kind of what you say. You call steel case junk ammo. It's bad for your gun. You can't run it in an AR. It's just in all the many thousands and thousands of rounds, machine gun rentals, the range days, the events, right. It has never been an issue.
Right. Well, it's funny. I went back in California. I got my buddy Eddie Sasaki. Shout out to Eddie Sasaki. I got him into guns, and he went from never even touching a gun to buying Accuracy International rifles the next year, and all he would shoot was Black Hills, bro. All he would shoot was Black Hills. He just only would buy SIGs, high dollar guns. And that's all he shot was Black Hills. I'm like, bro, you can use blades or brass. No, not my guns, bro. I'm like, well, right. Because we all heard the same thing. Oh, steel will destroy your gun. Cheap brass, you'll have failure to feed. Oh, look at Miss K in the chat. Said I was very professional and she enjoyed my footage. Thank you, Miss K. I appreciate you. Look at that. You know how old Mosin ammo does the same thing.
Oh yeah, corrosive.
David Yang says, Klayco, have you ever used frog lube?
Man, a long time ago. It tastes like a toothpaste. I remember that about it.
You tasted it?
Yeah, it has like a minty. I don't remember why. Someone told me like it tastes like toothpaste, and it absolutely tastes like minty toothpaste. Has the same consistency as a toothpaste.
Yeah. Jonathan James says, I only shoot steel case, but those supposed tactical bros on YouTube give steel case a bad rap.
It's very in vogue to hate on steel case.
I had no idea.
That's fine. More for me. As long as it's still on the shelf at Academy when I can get to it, hey, steel case is terrible. You shouldn't run that your gun. That's fine with me.
Kappa says, I want a Glock when I'm older, but I'm not too sure if I should. Kappa, buy it. Go rent a ton of guns, see which one you like, and buy that one. Or just go hang out at a gun range. Most people will let you shoot their guns.
It's a great first gun, The Glock, like a Glock 19 is like the AR-15 of the pistol world. They're so modular and there's so much aftermarket. You can do anything you want with it. It's a great gun to start with.
But just like an AR, I would rather buy something that's already how I want it. Like when I was first buy AR-15s, I would buy like just like a 6920, right? And it's stock furniture. Then I would take the furniture off, put Magpul. And then I would take the grip off, put Magpul. And then I would change the sights out. And then, I don't know, by the time I wasted so much money. I don't know. Glocks are cool, but I would just say shoot a bunch of guns and find one you like from the get. That's just
or I'll just do you a favor. Go buy an AK.
Exactly. But make sure it's not an American-made AK, or just make sure it's not a cheaply American-made AK.
Yeah, do your research, or you will absolutely regret it on the forums later.
Yep.
Thank you. You may go now. Cookies.
Oh, man. I don't get that service.
They're a little dry, but they're okay.
Wow. Let's see. Gort says steel case ammo killing AR extractors is overhyped too.
It's all overhyped. And okay, let me ask you this. The money you save shooting that steel case, what's steel case right now? 33 cents a round. Before the pandemic, what was it? 19 cents a round, maybe sometimes even cheaper.
Very cheap.
Okay, shoot an entire year. Hell, shoot 2 years, especially if you shoot a lot. Only run steel case. Now shoot that whole year and a half, 2 years again with brass case. That's a huge difference money-wise. You go through one extractor. What's an AR extractor? 5 minutes of your time, $10. Pop that sucker in. What's cleaning your gun maybe a couple, 2-3 more times that year because it gets a little dirtier? Is that worth spending all that extra money on brass case ammo when most of us just go out and shoot dirt piles, or we zero our gun once and maybe take it hunting once? I'm just saying, it's all overhyped. It really is.
I don't know, man. I've been shooting so much this year. But you're right. Whatever I can shoot steel with or get away. Heck, man, someone gave me like 10 boxes of aluminum 45.
Yeah.
Shot the heck out of that. No problems. I had no issue shooting that.
And people poo-poo on aluminum case ammo.
I don't care. It shot just fine. A little sparky, though.
But you went out, you did the same kind of shooting you do with brass, same training, same practice.
Yeah, if I'm going to miss a target, it doesn't matter what I shoot. Let's see. So let me ask you a question. What surprised you at SHOT Show? Did you see anything that you were just like, man, that is really novel? Because I have one. I just thought of it. It's also my number one.
Oh, yeah. You never said your number one. Man, that's a good one. Maybe something I was not looking for, but it totally caught my eye. Man. Oh, something I'm kind of excited about. I was at the Brownells booth, another gun.
Right.
I have always admired those BRN 180s from afar, right? It's it's basically it's an old it's an Armalite AR 180, but like it's modern. They're making them again. They're very similar. There was one on the wall that had like a 12-inch barrel. They're going to make a 7.62 by 3.9 BRN 180. Those are gas piston uppers, so you can put folding stocks on them. They don't need buffer assemblies. And I'm really excited to see what magazine that takes, because I wanted one. I had been on the fence about buying a BRN 180 forever. And then I see they're coming out with a short barrel 7.62, and I'm like, hold up. That is going to be the next suppressor host. I was not paying attention at all, saw it in passing, and I wish I would have filmed it. I wish I would have gotten a rep and filmed it, because that was really cool to see. And like, no one's talking about it. That was kind of special for me.
Nice. Hey, do you still have that M16? You're like the classic Vietnam era looking M16.
Yeah, my A2 dissipator.
Yeah, so PSA is making one now. Do you see that?
Yeah, shit. It seems like everyone's making a
retro.
making an M16, PSA's making an M16, Brownells. Would you agree, as far as the AR market has gone, that people are kind of getting burnt out on modern and they're regressing back to the classic retro carry handle setups?
Just different, man. It's just like bell bottoms, you know? It's just something different. I think with that gun, I think weight will still be a factor, because that is a pretty heavy gun.
If it's true, if it's cloned correct, though, it should have a pencil barrel like the original A1s.
See, I love having a heavy barrel, though.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of A2 Bushmasters floating around with H-bars. Mine's an H-bar, and it's heavy, but damn, man, it is it's a laser beam on iron sights with that barrel.
I saw your video, because your AK went down during that match, right? And you picked that up.
I had a magazine that kept going down, and both of my AK optics lost 0.
So it was useless. It was a paperweight.
It was either shoot the rest of the match on iron sights, or I said, screw it, my match is done at this point. I brought the AR as a backup, and I thought, it would be kind of cool. I've already lost the match. It'd be kind of cool to finish it out, but run a classic AR on carry handle iron sights, and it was some of the most fun I've ever had shooting a match. I'm glad my AK went down, because that was fun.
Nice. So my number one is a company called Wee1 Tactical, and they make a 20% reduced AR-15 for kids, and it's a 22.
We filmed it.
I filmed it too. I gotta get one. I have to buy one. It is so freaking cool, man.
I remember going into the hall, and it was like right off to the left, and my buddy was like, dang. Well, I thought it was like an airsoft gun or something.
Me too. I thought it was like an airsoft.
Oh, dude, we got up and saw that it was 22, and like everything, the T handle worked, the safety selector, the mag catch, everything was scaled down. The first thing my gunsmith buddy said, I can make this go full auto. We have to buy one and post sample it.
Oh, damn. That would be sweet. But I
got one of their patches. I was so impressed by those things.
My wife got a hat, a patch, my daughter Jack both. And I think for her, she's 7, but it would fit her hand. It's the only thing that's not scaled down is the rail on top for optics, but everything else is 20% smaller. So it's an exact AR-15, just 20% smaller, and in 22. It's so freaking cool. MSRP on it is going to be, I think he said like $425.
Yeah, he said it was like $400. I was like, he's like the ideal
cool
market was like 5 or 6 year olds, kind of around that body size. Man,
give me one.
Yeah, I was like, dude, I will take this to a match right now and compete with it. This is so cool.
And suppress it,
and knock a third pin in it and make it go full turbo. That would be awesome.
Yeah, I don't have the ability to do that. So how does that work? I mean, you got to have a special license to do that, right?
So we have an FFL. You got to get the FFL first. That's number one.
How much does it cost to get an FFL?
I don't remember the exact cost. I think it's like a $1,400 bill that you got to pay once a year.
Oh,
it's once a year. I mean, we'll okay.
All right.
If you wanted a machine gun right now, legal, and not have an FFL, you have to buy what's called a transferable machine gun.
Right.
That gun is
$14,000, $15,000.
And they're all 30 plus years old at this point because, since like 1986, no more can be made or imported. So what's out there is out there. We're never getting any more civilian legal transferable machine guns. So for 30 years, they've just gained value. Like for you to go out and buy a transferable M16, 30, 40 grand, $40,000, an entry level transferable machine gun.
It's a Uzi or something, right?
Usually the cheapest ones are like Mac 10s, Mac 11s.
Right.
At one time you could get one of those for like 3-4 grand. Now they're like 6-7 grand. That's entry level machine gun territory. Or you can get an FFL. So we have a small shop. We pay $600 a month on rent. You have to have a location or they won't let you have a FFL. It has to be like, you have to prove that it's a storefront. Get a location. You put the paperwork in. ATF comes to pay you a visit. They look around, and usually the rule of thumb is if ATF gives you, a visit, you've already been approved. It's just a formality at that point. And they give you all your 4473s, all the stuff that you need.
But it has to be a storefront.
Has to be. You have to have an address. You can't do it. It's extremely difficult to do it out of your house. Back in the day, everyone was getting an FFL in their house. It's very hard to do now, almost impossible. So a shop, something, rent out space at a shop, something, and you could probably get an FFL. That's what we did. Anyway, once you have that, you have to apply for an SOT. The SOT allows you to legally manufacture post-sample machine guns. So the two combined, it's probably about $2,400, $2,500 a year. You pay once a year. You still can't touch a machine gun for that money, right? Entry level right now is $5 to $6 grand.
Right.
Now you've got your FFL, you've got your SOT, you've got a business name, you're good to go, all in. Let's say even your first month's rent, you're still below $3 or $4 grand. Okay.
But I have to maintain the rent throughout the year, correct?
Yeah, I mean, you have to have the space. So let's say you want your first machine gun. Let's say you buy a stripped AR-15 lower. You have to get a law letter for every single machine gun that you want to post sample. You have to get a law letter that's basically like local law enforcement signing off saying, yes, we are agreeing to allow this company to make this for demonstration purposes only. Blah, blah, blah. It's called a law letter. You got to have one for every post sample machine gun. Once you get one of those, I mean, that doesn't cost any money. But you just have to get it. Now you have that lower. You put a form in basically telling the ATF, you're not asking their permission. You have an SOT. You are informing the ATF, this is a machine gun now. And that's it. You just have to let the ATF know, like within 30 days, you could knock a third pin in that lower, ready to go. At that point, it is considered a machine gun. You just got to let the ATF know within 30 days that, hey, this is the serial number of what it was.
That's wild.
And they say, okay, this is the serial number that it will be. Or you can tell them, this is the serial number I want it to be. You got to cut out the old serial number, put the new one on. Bam. Machine gun. That's an AR lower. That could be a $40 Anderson lower. Boop. Machine gun.
How hard is it to get that law letter?
That's sometimes can be the difficult part.
And do you have to keep them at that location, the address, the FFL?
Yes. Everything stays there.
Now,
but listen, I mean, it's your business. You can travel with your machine guns. You have to carry around a copy of your FFL. You can use those machine guns for rentals. You can bring those machine guns to events. You can bring them to the range. It's all for demo purposes. So if I go to the shop and I'm going to grab this suppressor, that suppressor, this suppressor. I'm going to bring these 5 machine guns. We're going to go have a demo day at the range. Drive to the range, go hose all the machine guns, put them all back in the truck, take them back, lock them back up at the shop. And that's how that works. You can cross state lines if you're an FFL with your machine guns. We travel across state lines to go shoot matches with them sometimes. Just have to have all that paperwork with you and let the ATF know, hey, I'm going to cross a state line on this day.
Oh, so the machine guns you guys had at the Kalash Bash event at Renaissance Gun Club, shout out Renaissance Gun Club, those are yours.
Some of them were ours. Some of them were weapon genetics. Some of them, that older gentleman that had the big deuce-and-a-half truck, some of those were his. So we just all kind of collectively brought a bunch, so there would be a big variety there.
Yeah, that looked pretty fun.
But and still, I mean, one transferable transferable M16, 30, 40 grand. That amount of money, you can pay a shop off for like 2 years, have a security system, have 20, 30 post-sample machine guns, and pay your FFL fees for 2 years. Plus, maybe more. It's the cheapest way to have machine guns, and it's all totally legal.
Man, that would be cool. I'd like to be able to rent one anytime I want, just shoot it. That would be cool. Like when I had my event at Trinity Armory, the owner came out and he's like, "Hey, you guys want to shoot this MP5 and Uzi?" He gave it to us for the whole day, and he goes, "You guys just have a good time. Bring it back when you're done." I'm like, "Really?" Everyone started unloading their mags, and I wasted a solid $1,000 in 9mm that day. Easy.
Well, that gun doesn't cost him anything.
So much fun.
If a guy brings out a transferable machine gun, he's not going to let you hose it. That gun is basically that is an investment that he'll be able to sell for 50 grand one day. There's no way he's going to go melt the barrel down on it and damage that receiver in any way. But
Philip K in the chat has a question for you. Clay, I'm building my first AK SBR, swapping rear trunnions for an underfolder for my M92 gun broker. UF rear trunnions are running 200, and the stock assembly is another 200. Any tips?
I mean,
I have no idea what I just read, by the way.
So he's got a Zastava M92. It's got like a 9 to 10 inch barrel, 7.62 by 3.9 hinge dust cover. They kind of look like crinks, but it's a Yugoslav pattern. They're slab side on the back like a Draco. There's no way to attach anything, a brace, a stock, nothing. So he's done his paperwork. He's going to have to pay a gunsmith to cut the rear end out of that gun, remove the rivets, find a underfolder trunnion, rivet that into the receiver that has the holes, mount the underfolder, and he's feeling the burn of the investment because it's not a cheap upgrade. But
that doesn't sound like you can just take it to anybody too, man. You need someone you really trust with your gun.
You have to take it to someone that knows AKs. You can't just we all have our local gun shop that we love, and they've got old Jethro in the back that can throw an AR-15 together, or maybe bed the stock on your Remington 700. But do not let that guy mess with your AK, because he's probably never done it and he does not have the tools for it. AKs are they take specialized tools and a specialized set of skills to work on. When you get to that level of riveting, populating barrels, pressing barrels in, adding or removing trunnions, heavily involved.
Oh, look, Fluffy has been thinking about doing this too. From a layman's outside perspective, make sure you just go to someone that knows what they're doing. Same reason why I don't work on my own car anymore. I'd rather have it done right before it blows up.
I've kind of gotten that way. I used to hate the idea, but man, I don't want to jack with it anymore.
Right? Everyone's like, "Oh man, you could change the oil in your car." Because when I had my GTR, you buy the oil for $80 and you could change it yourself. I'm like, yeah, that's cool, but I can have someone do it in 20 minutes for 110. I'd rather not mess with it.
That's exactly how I feel.
Greg B says, Cody built my AK, came out awesome.
Yeah, that's Cody. He was actually one of the guys with all the machine guns at Kalash Bash. He has a shop in Tomball called Weapon Genetics, and he's a very skilled gunsmith, specializes in AKs, can really work on anything. It's a good guy to know.
You would trust him with your guns?
Yeah, he's built several. He built 2 of our Yugoslavian AK machine guns from parts kits, from nothing.
Dang. I know this sounds insane, but I think I have a parts kit somewhere in my garage in like a box.
You have an AK parts kit? Cool.
It's the it was just because I got so excited when I bought it, and it was just a bag of parts. It was nothing. I got to put it together. I was like, that's way too complicated for me, man. And I tried to do one I told you about at that AK build party, which I completely jacked up the rivets on it. So I just gave it to a guy, traded him for a Steyr pistol. I'm like, here, I'll trade you straight up for this pistol. And I think somewhere I got a parts kit like in a box. I think I bought 2. That was like 12 years ago when I first moved to Texas.
Oh, damn. You might actually, back then, they were still importing barrels. If you've got original barrel kits, they're worth a lot of money if they have the barrel.
Somewhere, man. If I find it, though, that'd be really sweet.
Yeah, Cody could do that. All you would need is a receiver. The barrel's usually the worst thing to find, but you've got that. So you just need a blank receiver.
Yeah. Well, man, after seeing all those AKs, I mean, I had never really paid attention to them before, but everyone was talking about them at the SHOT Show. It seems to be the new thing, and I think it's just catching on. And I know this sounds crazy, but I think by the time 2022 is over, I think it's going to be like 20% of the market share easy. I think it's going to climb up because it's catching on. A lot of people on YouTube are getting more into AKs too.
I mean, you can only shoot ARs so much, and eventually, like you said earlier, sometimes you just want a different shooting experience.
Yeah.
And people are noticing, oh, damn, there's a huge blossoming AK aftermarket, and there's a ton of really nice AKs available right now.
Well, it's not only that too. It's like ARs. I mean, honestly, I don't know about you, but by the end of SHOT Show, I was burnt out. How much of a difference can a barrel make? There was 20 different types of handguards, 100 different kinds of bipods. It's a bipod, guys.
ARs and Glocks, man. That's the gun world is dominated by ARs and Glocks. It really is, and it really burns a lot of people out.
By the end of the shot, I didn't even pay attention. Like when I went to the Caesar AR on it, I was like, forget it. I don't even want to look at it, man. I'm done. I'm done. I got burned out.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. Like, I know we talked about this a little bit on the last one. I mean, I love ARs, but the AR is in such a rat race and has been for like the past 5 or 6 years. I like old school classic ARs, carry handles, kind of the way they were growing up. It was cool then. It's still cool now, and there's no rat race there. I just leave it alone. I love the way retro ARs look, and that's kind of where I'm at with them now.
Oh yeah, 100%. I totally agree. Like, I don't know enough about them to be dangerous yet, but I'm trying. Have you ever been to the Tulsa Arms Show?
Ooh, I've heard it's awesome. I've never went though.
So the next one is April 2 and 3. There's 4,300 tables.
That's like the largest gun show in the country, right?
Oh, hands down.
Wow.
I can get us in on Friday, the setup day, if you want to go.
What's the date? What's the date?
It's April 2 and 3. We'll carpool karaoke all the way up to that bad boy.
We probably could. I mean, that's not that far of a drive. That would be fun.
I got a truck with no miles on it.
My company truck, I get free gas. I'm just saying we could bounce off in the company truck.
Now we're talking. I'll pay for all the Bucky snacks.
We should really do that. Seriously. I don't have anything going on that weekend, and that would be really cool to go.
You've never been to that show?
People tell me all the time. It's the biggest in the country. I've never been.
It is so bananas. It is bananas. And it's so competitive because you'll go by one whole section and there's like 15 tables and nothing but AR uppers. As far as you can see, all standing on like pegs. And then Remington has a club that comes out, all these crazy old rifles. And I know, those little toy guns that shoot real bullets, little miniatures?
Oh, yeah.
There's a whole section of those guys that come out.
Awesome.
And I remember I was looking at a Colt single action army. I'm like, man, I've never thought I'd ever see one of these in person. The guy had 5 on his table. I was like, it's bananas. There's so much to see there. And you're not going to see it. You got to go Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Or Friday and Saturday. You go setup day, that's where all the wheelers and dealers are.
I'm down. I really want to do that. That sounds fun.
Setup day, I usually just walk in. Just act like you belong. No one says anything. Are you supposed to be here? Yeah, I'm at the booth right there. John. And then just walk over.
Yeah, I'm with Larry. Larry? Yeah, I got to go see Larry.
Yeah, man. But yeah, that show is bananas. It's so big. It's so massive. The prices are so good. That's where you can really hurt your pocketbook, though.
Well, it sounds like it. So will they let you walk in like most gun shows and like maybe walk around with a gun you're trying to sell?
Oh, yeah. 100%. You can sell guns. I mean, for my friend does a table there every year. and well, the show's twice a year, but he drives up there with him and his buddies, and they always have the same section, and they wheel and deal everything. All the deals are done Friday during setup, and Saturday and Sunday are just kind of fluff. But he's an old retired guy, so he just does it for shits and giggles, you know. But that Wallmaker show is just it's bananas.
Yeah, I would very much like to see that.
Gort says they're still doing mask mandate for the show.
Ugh.
Oh God, are you serious? Well, I have really thin masks with the holes, and then I took a hole punch. I put extra holes, so mine doesn't feel like anything.
You know, it's funny. I remember all the videos of SHOT Show day one coming out, and everyone was showing the mask police that were walking around going, "Hey, put your thing on."
Right.
I didn't, not one time at SHOT Show did anybody ask me to put a mask on.
Someone did once.
And you're just like, walk away.
Yeah. Yeah. I was talking to Brandon Tatum. He's a YouTube political guy. They walk by like, your mask, please. You just put it up, put it down. That's it. But by the third day, they gave up.
Oh, yeah. Like I say, Monday, I think they were trying. And I would say 3/4 of SHOT Show was not wearing a mask.
No way. And even the hotels, unless you were sitting at a table gambling, they weren't saying nothing to you. So it was cool. It was really cool.
I see some people asking about Dracos. There were a lot of Dracos at the Sentry booth. I don't know where you can find a Draco right now. They don't stay in stock long.
No, it's so popular, and it looks like it's not a fun gun to shoot, though. But you're telling me that's shenanigans.
Well, I mean, you got to put a brace on it. That's just the way that you buy it. Think of it as a blank canvas. I mean, it's got 922R compliant gross balsa wood furniture that is meant to be taken off the second you get it. There's no stock. There's no brace, obviously. Figure out a way to put a brace on it. There's options, and it becomes a very usable gun. And because it has a 12-inch barrel, if you get the full-size Draco, you don't lose any velocity out of 7.62 by 3.9, which is why it is probably the best. It's like 300 blackout. You can run super short barrels on 7.62 3.9 and see like no degradation on velocity. It's a really nice round to short barrel or to have in pistol form.
All right, I'm sold. I had a chance to get one a couple years ago, but I just thought it looked dog ass ugly. I'm like, that doesn't look like.
And don't, look at the M92s as well. That's a really great gun. And a lot of those are set up with SIG stock adapters on the back where you could put like a really nice SIG brace, like from the factory. That's a good way to go too. Nice.
Man, so what else stood out about SHOT Show for you?
I know we said it before, but with only 30,000 people being there, just the wide berth you would have on the walkways. Never did I feel claustrophobic or like I was bothering someone that was just super busy with all these meetings. I never had that feeling, not once. And it was cool hearing all of the distributors say the same thing. They were like, I wish it was like this every year. The guys at KUSA, David, he's like, man, I can talk to a couple people, sit down and take a break for 20, 30 minutes, get up, talk to people. It's nice. I think everyone wishes SHOT Show was like that every year now.
Well, now they expanded it to Caesars Forum too. So I think now that they widened it, it'll have the Disneyland effect. Because when Disneyland opened the Star Wars land, it really thinned out the rest of the park. Maybe it'll thin out SHOT Show too, even with those people. But I really enjoyed, I brought that mic, the wireless mic. I never had to use it once because it wasn't that loud.
I did bring my mic and I used it. And I got to say, I'm kind of a fan of the wireless mics now, especially for like interviews, even though you don't really need it.
Which one do you have?
The wireless Rode mics, the little squares, little black Rode mics. Right. Oh, it's awesome. I just clip it on, I just stick it to a dude's shirt. I'm like, all right, there you go. Or I'll just stick it to my shirt, or I'll just hold it while we talk. And it's very non-intrusive. Kind of a game changer for like interviewing people. If I go to the range and I'm just shooting, I don't bring it. But it was kind of cool. I must say. And I'm like new to mics and cameras, but I definitely see the benefit.
Yeah, it was cool. I couldn't get it to work with my phone for some reason. It works with the camera perfect, but my video was so much better on my phone. Bananas. Times we live in, man. Times we live in. So what's new for your channel going in 2022?
I've got a couple of guns I'm super excited about that I found my dream gun. I've shared, I think, one like 10-second video of it on Instagram. I didn't really make a big deal about it. I've searched for one for years, finally found it. That's going to be filmed really soon. We are gearing up for Kalash Bash. You saw the video, dates are announced. Now that we have a few more contacts from SHOT Show, it's kind of the main focus right now. Go ahead and start getting all the vendors lined up, start promoting all of them on the channel so people know if they come, they can see these people. But as far as content, I've got, I don't know, 6, 7 guns in a line that I'm just dying to film. I just have to start going one at a time with them.
Yeah.
Competitions every month, still 1 to 2 competitions every month that we always film. Rachel's Svetlana character is probably going to make another comeback soon. I'm pretty excited about that.
She's very popular, by the way.
Yeah. I mean,
very popular sense of humor.
Yeah. Not too pleasant to be around, but I guess she is a little popular.
Mr. H has the classic question. What is a good entry-level AK that won't break the bank?
Right now, you can find Zastava M70s for under $1,000. I think recently I saw one at a gun show for like $900. You are not going to find a better AK for the money.
Boom.
Wood furniture, Zastava M70, 7.62x3.9. If you look hard enough, less than $1,000. It's one of my favorite AKs available right now. It's just a bonus that it's one of the cheapest.
Nice. Discarded Grunt says, any small or unknown AK manufacturer have anything interesting?
Like Pioneer Arms earlier, they're pretty small. They're making a 5.56 AK out of Polish parts, but their 22 long rifle AK, I thought was very exciting. Not a lot of people know about Pioneer Arms. Smaller AK companies, there weren't really much. There's a company called Icon Weapons. I believe they're out of South Carolina. They make really, really nice Galil kit builds, old school ARM and micro Galil kit builds. They're expensive, but that is a Gucci gun from a company that nobody knows about.
Oh, nice. Greg B says, next up for me is a KP9 SBR build and a Burrell.
Both awesome guns.
A lot of Svetlana fans here. Fluffy says, I have a TNW ASR carbine in 10 mil. I have no idea what that is, Fluffy. That's one thing that I get a lot of. People just throw gun stuff at me, and I'm like, man, I don't know. I'm learning along with, let's look it up together. Let's talk about it.
It's funny. People will set up a question in my DMs. They'll be like, man, love AKs. I'm super new to them. Had a quick question. And I'm like, oh, it's going to be an AK question. What optic would you prefer on this gun for if I'm shooting at this distance? And I'm like, you're way out of my wheelhouse now. I thought we were talking AKs. I'm not the optic guy. I put red dots on everything. That's about as far as I go with it.
Yeah, I know it. All right, Philip here. Is there a market for a throwback parts kit? Yugo M70 AB2 1989?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Why wouldn't there be? It sounds like it's be sought after.
We post sampled an M70 B1 with the grenade launcher sights. And I mean, old school Zastava Serbian military parts kits are super hot right now.
Yeah, nice. Oh, this is a good question. Was there any talk of the SHOT Show on future pistol braces? I think they're not going anywhere. They're not going anywhere. There's too many out there.
Yeah, I mean, they have to know they're just making so many people felons overnight and putting businesses completely out. I just don't, morally, I don't see how they could do that, but maybe that's asking too much.
Yeah, no kidding. Misty's in the chat. I have an affection for Gucci guns. I bet you do. Poor husband's going broke right now, Misty.
you would enjoy a Icon gold-plated micro Galil if you like Gucci guns. We have one. We have one. I need to film it. It's at the shop.
Man, you know what's funny that you know that gold plate booth that was there that had all the gold 1911s and there a couple AKs. They had one 1911 with real diamonds embedded, and it was like $34,000 or something. You can't shoot it, man.
You know what I told the guys at Zastava, because they had the gold M70 on the wall that was like, do not touch. I said, I live in Texas, pretty close to the border. That would be really hot where I come from. Gold-plated AKs, like 38 Super 1911s that are all Gucci'd up. That is, that is super hot around here. And
super hot. I sold a 38 1911 for like $1,000 once, and I didn't know why at the time. The guy's like, you probably could have got more.
Yeah, I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, I'm sure someone in the comments is going to correct me, but in Mexico, I don't think they're allowed to have military calibers.
Right.
So 1911 38 Supers are extremely popular.
38 Super, 22, but they can't have like 5.56 or 60x39 or any of that stuff. But they all do.
Yeah.
They all do. Philip K says, hit me up if you know someone that wants the kit. Philip, I want the kit. Let's make a deal.
It's a kit. You're going to have it built. Philip, here's a question. Do you have the barrel? I think he said he has a Childers receiver. If he has the barrel, you're good to go. If everything, I mean, you could probably pay Cody $200 and he'd have that thing fully assembled for you.
There you go. Because God knows I don't want to screw up another kit. That would be disastrous. Philip, let's make a deal, man. I'll do a whole video on it. Be great. Let's see. Yeah, that's why 380 is the caliber of choice in Mexico. Yep, sure is. 38 Super and 380. Nice. Hey, man, well, I know you probably got to take off. You got more cookies to eat, and I'm starving myself because my wife is not Svetlana. She doesn't bring me cookies.
Man, she made me salmon right before we went online, and now I got cookies. Honestly, I think she's up to something.
Oh, nice. Philip K. Smash Ball World, we met at Academy in Kennesaw a few months ago. Oh, yeah, I did meet. You know what's funny? When I go to Academy, people recognize me, and it kind of weirds me out.
Isn't that funny?
Because it's just Academy. It's never like anywhere else except Academy.
I remember your ammo videos before I even knew you were a local at the range. I was like, damn, I've seen several of his ammo videos. That's so funny. It's just such a small world.
I know. I watched one of your videos before, and I remember thinking, God, that looks just like Renaissance Gun Club. And it was. I just never put it together. But it was the older setup from like a year ago. So I didn't really like put it together. Philip says it's a Yugo barrel.
Boom. Sounds like you just bought yourself an AK, my friend.
Philip, let me know how we're going to make that work. Since that's not a firearm, he could mail it.
Well, yeah, technically, it depends on the receiver. I think the receiver he bought, it's probably serialized, unless it's a flat. If it's just a flat receiver, yeah. But if he has like a Childers receiver that's already serialized, that's a gun technically. But the parts kit, without that, he could just mail to you.
So could Corey like refinish it and paint it and make it look all brand new and shiny?
He could, depending on what you wanted. Yeah, he could. But this is Texas. You guys just meet up in a parking lot and do the deal,
Well, Philip, I think he's in Kennesaw.
Gotcha.
I will drive for it. My brother.
He could mail the gun to Cody, and Cody could do an FFL transfer of the receiver to you and then build it. That's probably what I would do to save you a trip.
There you go. My brother's up in Georgia, too. You can always swing by and grab it. All right, Philip. Send me an email. Let's make it happen. We'll make a whole video on it. AK build. Actually, that'd be a pretty cool little video.
Yeah.
I'll title it like Moron Building an AK.
One thing I'm going to prepare you for, and I'll leave you with this, and anyone in the comments that wants to have a kit put together or really have any work done on an AK, that is in such high demand right now, and there's just not a whole lot of AK gunsmiths out there. So wait times on kit builds, just general gunsmithing on AKs, barrel cut downs, whatever. It's months and months right now.
No,
these guys are overloaded with kits, work, everything. I know. Cody's local. You also have Iron Curtain Customs in Houston, who's great, but they're all stacked with work. Don't be afraid if they tell you, hey, call me in 6 months or I'll call you. That is what it is.
I'm so impatient though, man.
Well, tell Philip, rain check, and just go buy an M70. Spend $900, buy an M70. It's very close to what he's selling you. He's selling you it's a kit, so it'll be very close to like military spec. The M70 is very close. It's just slightly commercialized. Slightly.
Philip, send me an email. We'll make it happen. Hey man, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for coming on the channel. Again, if you are not a subscriber, let me put your channel in the chat one more time. We got to get you. You're at 47,600 and change. That should be very doable.
I hope so. If we get to 50, then I'll go live and I'll have you on the channel.
For technical questions on what? Well, that's
how do you set up a StreamYard? Little
right.
things like that.
How do you eat more than 3 donuts without your wife finding out?
We could talk about cars.
I do like talking about cars.
Why are most gun guys also car guys? They go hand in hand.
I have no idea. That's a good question. A lot of gun guys are car guys.
Yep. Mustangs and Jeeps, man. That's my poison when it comes to vehicles.
Awesome. Misty's on her way out. Thank you guys. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. Clay, thank you for coming on. If there's anything I can do, I know you're miles and miles away. If there's anything I can do, like if you want to, like I said, if you want to do a machine gun shoot, I'd love to come out for one of those.
Say the word. Yeah, the invitation's open. You just have to give me a time frame. And we'll do it.
Bring the ammo.
Bring some ammo, and I'll bring ammo too. Let's keep in touch. If we can swing that first weekend in April, that would be really cool to go to that gun show.
Yeah, that'd be sweet. I'm going to tell my buddy now to get some passes for Friday, because you do have to have passes to get in. But if setup day, while they're setting up, that's when you can really walk around and see some stuff. B-Noise is hilarious. He goes, smash. I'm no expert time. I say that a lot because I try and stay humble because I like to learn. I put on no pretense that I know everything, because I don't. Trust me. If you talk to me more than 2 hours, you're going to know that. So just put that out there first. Nobody
wants to hang out with a self-proclaimed expert on anything,
Yeah.
Got to stay humble and stay friendly.
Maybe that's why everyone likes, well, I buy all the drinks too. So that's always a plus. It's always a plus. Nice. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. Thursday, there's another good show. Check the list on the channel. I got Black Rambo's coming up, Life with OB. A lot of good stuff coming up pretty quick. And there's a couple surprise. If I can get these guys to come on, mind blown. It's going to be a bananas February, guys. Thank you so much.